You threw the phone and hit her.
A case of HMO rage.
If she didn't provide me with the results, I would call the police.
A patient at the end of his rope.
I told him, I can't release this information to you.
Patient's allowed to get the test results. I don't give a rat's tutu about what the doctor's rules are.
Medical.
Mr. Kozad, you work as an attendant for someone who was ill. Is that right?
Yes, Judge Sheindlin.
And is your claim that when you went to pick up some of this person's medical material at the doctor's office, you came in contact with the defendant, who was a receptionist? Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And there was some sort of a dispute as to whether you had the right to pick up these records. And there were, according to, I guess, to both of you, words exchanged. You left and was subsequently arrested and
There was no
charged,
arrest, Your Honor.
subsequently charged with assaulting the defendant, and you incurred a great deal of expense, lawyers' expenses, court expenses. Those charges were ultimately dismissed, according to you, and you are suing the defendant for malicious prosecution, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant says that you did, in fact, assault her, and she is counterclaiming for a variety of things as a result of that assault. So that's what this case is about. How long had you been working as an attendant, Mr. Kozad?
I've been living with the particular person involved for about, it'll be 9 years in November.
Is this an employee relationship?
No, Your Honor, we just been roommates, and he has trouble with reading and writing, and so he assigned me power of attorney in 1998, which I have proof of.
Okay. What records did you want?
The results of a blood test called a PSA.
PSA is for usually for prostate cancer?
Yes, Judge.
Did you call the office first?
Yes, I did. She said that she could not provide me with the results over the phone, but asked me if I had power of attorney and stated that if I brought it to the office, I could obtain the results.
So what did you do, sir?
I discussed this with Leonard, who said that due to the fact that his next appointment wasn't for 3 months, he'd like to have the results in a more timely fashion. I went to the office, presented Ms. Reyes with the power of attorney document, and asked for the PSA results. She asked me for a copy of the power of attorney form, which I provided her with, and she said she would like to place it in Mr. Park's file. I indicated that was my only copy, and that if she could just take a copy of the original and then give me the results. Then she said she wouldn't do that.
She wouldn't make a copy of the power of attorney?
Right. She handed me the form back, and then I stated to her if she didn't provide me with the results, I would call the police. And then she handed the phone receiver through the window to me and dialed the non-emergency number, which had an elaborate menu, and I asked her to press 0. And then she said, well, I have to go call the police somewhere else, and she took the phone away from me.
How did she do that?
She grabbed the coiled end of the cord that was attached to the base unit on her side of the wall and pulled on it. And I have in the police report that her colleague was there and stated that's what she did.
Okay. Now, what's the next thing that happened? You left.
No, I went downstairs to where the pharmacy was, and there's 2 payphones there. And I called the police a second time on the 911 number, at which time they told me that in between the 2 calls, Ms. Reyes had made a call. And did I throw a phone at her? And I told her no. Then I sat down to wait for the police, and her colleague, Ms. came down and sat right next to me and said that the whole...
Don't tell me what Ms. said. That's hearsay.
She sat next to me and talked with me for a while and said that if...
Don't tell me what she said.
Then she went back upstairs, and then 2 officers came. At the time, there was no arrest, and she wrote down some notes on a small pad.
Did you subsequently, sir, have to appear in court?
Yes, Your Honor, I had to appear 6
times?
times.
Did you hire an attorney?
Yes, I did initially, Your Honor.
And
I have the receipts and the description of the things that the attorney did for me.
Okay, and ultimately you then had to use a public defender?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did the case ever go to trial?
No, Judge. The case